Welcome to the Misfits by Design interview series. We are capturing rebel intel and wisdom from women who are growing up and older on their own terms. I'm Rhiannon, and this project is my 50th birthday present to myself. Today, I have the privilege of having a new friend, Dr. Julie Lopez, on with me today. She and I are fellow entrepreneurs who met in Dublin, Ireland for the Global Leadership Conference. We had about this much of a conversation, but in that amount of time, I was massively impressed by her work and asked for her to share some of her wisdom. So, Julie, thank you so much for taking these few minutes to be with me today.
Of course, it is absolutely my pleasure to be part of your birthday present to
Thank
yourself
you.
project, which I fully support and love.
Yay. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm going to start by asking you a question that I personally was told never to ask a lady. How old are you?
Well, girl, I don't mind at all. Just like entrepreneurs don't mind talking about money, I don't mind at all talking about my age. I am a proud 56-year-old woman.
Yay.
And I just turned 56, not even 2 weeks
Oh
ago.
my gosh. Well, happy belated birthday. That's super awesome.
Thank you so
Yeah, and
much.
you were just radiating in person you did and on this video, but you just radiate with like such vibrance. It's really beautiful to be a witness to. I mean, your smile just like makes me want to smile even bigger.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, so good.
Yes.
Okay. Well, let's kick off. I just want to know, like, at this point in your life, like, what are you pouring your heart and soul into, like, personally or professionally?
Well, I can talk about all of that. I would say this is a big season for me
Okay.
with my children in terms of them launching. I have four children,
Wow.
two stepsons and two biological children.
Okay.
And the two biological children are graduating this season. So last week was a college. Next weekend is the high school party. And then 2 weeks later, the graduation. So there's a lot of launching and birthing and pride around my family
Yeah.
personally.
Yep.
And then professionally, I'm birthing something else. I'm really on a mission to help people on the planet access the fastest, most long lasting ways to change the way their brain and their nervous system are operating for the better, optimizing. So that's a big creative project that's just recently launching and continuing to evolve. So
Yeah. Wow. That
those are
sounds
my
so
two.
fascinating. I haven't been asking much about people's professional endeavors, but yours really spoke to me when we talked so briefly in Dublin. Can you just kind of briefly explain your area of expertise? It's so fascinating and I feel like it's so progressive and needed.
Thank you so much. Well, I'd be happy to talk about it. And I think it relates into your mission in this moment,
Yeah.
gifting yourself and celebrating yourself as a soon to be 50-year-old woman. And I was really thinking about the messaging for women around aging and what it looks like and what it's supposed to be. And I even remember one of my very close friends' moms telling me, gosh, be careful when you get older, a professional, very accomplished woman. She's like, you become invisible. It's like people don't even see you as an aging woman. And there are these myths about like slowing down and being quiet, and they are myths. And this ties to your question, which is about my work and what I've specialized in, which is about the way the unconscious works and very deeply, scientifically, the way you can rewire and change neural pathways that change neural networks and change the way you can focus, think, sleep, live, your energy. It can change so much more quickly than we ever thought possible. And for me, as a 30-year plus long clinical career person, I've literally seen the way the dominant narrative around change is keeping people stuck. The same way this dominant narrative around women aging and what that means can keep people stuck in conceptions of who they're supposed to be as they age. And I'm like, not about that at all. So that's probably why we vibed.
Yes, yes, I love it so much. And I knew when I met you that I needed to hear more of what you had to say because that small snippet captures what I'm feeling and it's going against the grain of what I'm seeing and hearing from my friends. Like there's a loop, a storyline that's looping. And I'm like, I don't want to connect into that. I don't feel it. So why would I? It's not my story. It's not what I'm feeling. I can't be alone and actually feeling quite awesome right now. And that's not to say that everybody does. So I don't want to discount those who are struggling, nor do I know whether or not more struggle might be on the horizon. But I definitely don't want to click into, like you said, that preconceived, like packaged narrative that we've been taught.
I think is one of the most important lessons in life, I would say,
Yeah.
that I really like live and swear by, which is that each and every one of us are unique snowflakes. We are totally unique in terms of the way we pop into the world and what we love and who we love and how we live and all that stuff. And what starts to really erode people's vibrancy is when they're trying to squeeze themselves into some other pattern that people have told them that they need to be in.
Yeah.
It's like a soul crusher, but there's such a lack of consciousness about that even happening because of what I was calling the dominant narrative.
Yeah.
And I'd love to hear, not because I want you to dwell on it, because I hear you saying I hear these loops and these messages of who I'm supposed to be and how I'm supposed to age, but I'd love to hear some of the kind of myths that you're hearing out there about what it means to turn 50 and this, next decade or chapter of life or any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Just
No.
because
Yeah. I think one of the, most obvious, I have like some group chats with girlfriends. And now that we are all like entering into this era of life, there are a lot of memes being shared about how bitchy the midlife woman can be. And, not having the patience or the tolerance for certain things, which in a way I understand, but it doesn't have to come, I'm feeling like it doesn't have to come across like a crotchety old woman. But yeah, there's a lot of content around the midlife gal not, being kind anymore. And yeah, I'm just like, I'm not here for it. Like, I don't want to fight with my husband and I don't want to be, so fixed that I become, resistant to change or being amicable in situations. I think that there's a way to go about maintaining our boundaries with grace and kindness that doesn't
of course.
have to being a ragey gal.
I 100% agree with that. And at the core of that, and this starts to get into my area of interest,
Yeah.
is power, like feeling authentic cellular power. And you and I don't know you that well, but I'm going to assume because we're part of a similar global organization that you have above average access to power for a female on this planet. I know I do.
Yeah.
I have resources of time and money and actual access to knowledge and information. And so there is an interesting intersection of being a kind, loving person to others and also being a kind, loving person to ourselves. And so for me, my area of industry is health and wellness,
Right.
both in a mental health arena and like a personal development, educational arena. But of course, because I'm an entrepreneur for 25 years, more than 25 years, I've been investing in real estate. I have a pretty big portfolio.
Yeah.
And because I'm fluent in Spanish, a lot of contractors that I work with speak Spanish. And guess how they were conditioned, most of them in general, in their culture about women's place in professional life and in industry. And I'm going to be honest with you, Rhiannon, I'm a little tired of them looking to my husband who's paid them 0 pennies for some kind of confirmation or some kind of boundary or some kind of whatever.
Yeah.
And I can very kindly stop giving them my business or very kindly set a limit. But that comes from me being very clear that I don't need to change that person's machismo or their sexism or whatever. And as a professional, accomplished woman, sometimes that gets a little old.
Yeah.
And when it's been decades and decades of that kind of yes in the boardroom or in a contract negotiation or in a whatever, you're kind of like, I'm really tired, because we're also trained and conditioned to like look beautiful and smile and be
Yeah.
accommodating and be nice. And so it's an interesting perfect storm,
Right.
right, of things coming together. But I'm 100% against the idea of women getting older and having to be rigid or cranky
Yes.
or all that stuff. But there's other factors at play for a successful professional woman where you're like smart and you're like, come on.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
You really want me to do this for you? I'm just tired
Doing
of
it.
that.
Okay.
I'm like, I don't think so.
Okay, cool. So let me ask you another question. So
Yes,
I have
I'm right.
also noticed that there are midlife women who lose their footing. They feel really lost. Their old
Mm.
identity is being shed. The new identity's not yet clear. And they're just in this jumble of hormones and body changes and life changes. And there's just like a lack of surety, knowing, and confidence. If you were to like hold the face of one of our friends who's going through this and just say something potent, what kind of advice would you give that gal?
So there's a couple things that are coming to mind. Partially because one of my companies is going through a bit of an industry shakeup. And I was thinking about the fact that when new and exciting opportunities are afoot, they don't come in pretty packages. They usually come in struggle and uncertainty. And that, in fact, like building tolerance for that lostness can actually create new opportunities
Yes.
because I believe for each person, we have a unique inner map and we have information that's with us all the time. And sometimes those moments where it's like, oh, it doesn't fit anymore. Who am I now? That, existential moments where it's like, what do I really care about? It's shifting and changing.
Yeah.
End up being opportunities for great change and new development. Holding someone's face in my hands would be such a unique thing by person. And I would also say, I could do that with 10 people and their answers might be different
Right.
depending on what's coming up. I can tell you for me,
Yeah.
I got my first degree in engineering and I was getting accolades from everyone with my prestigious jobs and my, oh my gosh, a woman in the 90s with an engineering degree. We weren't very common.
Totally.
And I got all that stuff, but I was dying inside. So sometimes, like a butterfly kind of coming out of its chrysalis, it can be really uncomfortable
Right.
to shed something that's no longer authentic,
Yeah.
right? But I look back on that very painful time of change and I'm like, thank goodness I listened to how uncomfortable that was,
Yeah.
despite all the other messages externally.
So that version of you, if you could give her like a piece of advice from your knowing right now, what would you say to her?
Meaning like the 20-something-year-old who had gone down another path. Okay, so Rhiannon, I know this is the world's shortest interview ever, but I'm going to share a couple things because it related to your gift to yourself birthday thing.
Yeah.
So I was adopted when I was 3 months old. And so my early childhood years and my teen years and even into college, I was like a compulsive people pleaser. I didn't know anything different. All it looked like was straight A's and captain of the swim team and da 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 da. But I was like kind of life or death perfectionist because I felt like if I wasn't perfectly accommodating, I would be given away again. I didn't know that consciously, but it was driving all of my anxiety and my behavior. It's important to share because you're asking me what I would tell that 24-year-old or 25-year-old who made this career change. And, I am who I am because of all these traumas, and I do the work that I do because of what I've lived through. So I try to have grace with that. But if I was magic wanding it, I would love to have been born with a different schema where I was already being trained or even could understand about what it means to deeply listen to myself
Yeah.
instead of listening to all the external things that come at me. But that was basically my struggle or why I ended up in another career because I was just pleasing my teachers and my parents
Yeah.
and society. Like I was following a prescription that wasn't really mine.
Yeah.
So,
That's beautiful advice. And, I think so many of us women, since that's what we're here talking about, fall victim to fitting into the box, to be the mom, to graduate from the college, to get married, to buy the house, and to have the career and do the thing, and then be a grandma, and then get quiet. And it's a narrative that may work so beautifully for some, but like you said, it's not for everyone. And when we are trying to force ourselves into that, it just, we are very unhappy and it's not sustainable.
and our bodies will tell us that. And here's the problem and why I applaud your project. When you look around and everyone's like
Yeah.
this, doing the thing they're supposed to do, and you feel differently,
Yeah.
then you might think you're the only one because no one's talking about
Yeah.
it. So I think even having a conversation to say, hey, we come out in different shapes and sizes and we have different interests and different lifestyles and different desires,
Yeah.
like that's powerful.
Right.
Sorry, the story I wanted to tell.
Yeah.
So my birthday's always been a hard day for me.
Mm.
It's been a hard day. I know consciously what I'm supposed to be doing, which is celebrating myself and my life, but I think it's an anniversary for me of a lot of pain for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, I didn't really have a family for 3 months. Sorry.
Okay.
And then I was adopted into a beautiful family. So it's like seems benign because I don't remember any of that. But it honestly, this year was the first year that I worked hard on this, that I really celebrated my birthday. I'll probably do better next year, but like it's the first year I've ever gotten myself a gift. And I wrote myself a card too.
Yay.
And it was really nice. And I got myself a really nice gift. So I woke up in the morning and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. It's my birthday. And my husband was like, what is happening? Because he's thinking, oh, I don't have something that warrants that,
Yeah.
you know? And I was like, oh my gosh, I got myself a gift. He's like, what? And then I opened I was like, come on, everyone. It's my time for my presents.
Cute.
And it was so fun.
Love
So
that for you. Yay. Okay. Couple more questions.
sorry if you heard my dog just now.
Oh my gosh. He's welcome to join into the convo. Okay. So here you are confidently like navigating this midlife marker. If you could name something you value or a piece of wisdom that's it's helping to guide where you're at and how you're living. Could you share with me a value or some wisdom that's really helping guide you?
Your body. I mean, I'm going to share the book title for Bessel van der Kolk's book, Your Body Keeps the Score.
Yeah.
But our bodies are this amazing template of information.
Mm.
And so if there's no other piece, I mean, that's probably my penultimate piece of advice or wisdom is just listen to your body. Your body's always going to tell you something with the things you avoid, with the things you gravitate towards, with the things where you lose track of time and you just experience pleasure. It's data
Right.
about you and how you feel when you're with people
Yeah.
and how you feel in different environments. It's an amazing compass
Right.
that can produce incredible bounty,
Now,
especially when you're listening to the things that go against the grain of what society's telling you and you dare to be courageous or to do something illogical. It's usually right on track.
yeah. So I know for you and I, because we're surrounded by like powerful female entrepreneurs. And so thankfully that's like, who we get to kick it with,
So,
much as we choose inside, EO. But I also see so many of them packing life so full. When your
mm,
life is so busy and so full, how do you listen? You know what I mean?
it's hard. You can't. And
You
actually,
cannot.
because I do pretty frequently, I do a workshop series that has 5 steps to it to facilitating transformation. And in the second step, It's about, actually, third step, it's about purification, which is
Yeah.
detox. And I will tell story after story of how critical space is for creating change. Just like you aerate a lawn,
Yeah.
you literally take out parts of the lawn so that the roots can move and grow
Yeah.
and be healthy. It's the same with our lives. When
Right.
it's packed in like that, it's very hard to even hear what your body has to say or what you need.
Yeah.
And your health will show that.
Right. That's such powerful advice. And it seems like, the analogy, but it works. Creating the spaciousness, just the room to spread out a bit, I love that. That's so beautiful. And I feel like so many people I know need to hear that because their lives, their children's lives, their husbands' lives are jammed.
Yes. And it's suffocating.
Yeah.
And relationships need space. It's not just activity calendars. Relationships need space. Attraction comes from space.
Right.
I was like, Rhiannon, you're so amazing. I want to do everything with you. What's going on? And I do this in my workshop, and I'll go up to someone and they'll be like, well, you're cool. I'd love that too. And I'm like, and what can we do tomorrow? And how about 1 minute from now and whatever? And then they're like, oh my gosh, you're freaking hot. Because it's not healthy. The same way if your calendar's packed, your relationships are, stuck together. There's just not enough space
Yeah.
to feel and grow and connect authentically and with desire.
Right. Yeah. The wanting.
The wanting and knowing what that wanting is.
Right.
For sure.
Okay, great. I have one more question that I would be remiss if I didn't get to. So we're almost out of time, but I come from and have spent the majority of my adult life in Las Vegas. Las Vegas is a very superficial city. It's built on the flashy ways of existing in the world. And because of that, as I've evolved as a woman in that environment, this idea of beauty has been something I've struggled with. So, as you've gotten comfortable in your own skin, how has your definition of beauty, beauty standards, aging in beauty, how has that shifted?
Well, interestingly enough, and you probably can't see this on the podcast, but you probably saw it in person. I don't dye my hair. I don't inject my face. Like I'm aging kind of naturally, which isn't maybe the norm for a woman with resources
Yeah.
in our culture. And to me, what I see is people's kindness or their love. And I think our face, women and men, shows it too. Like when you're being kind, or you were like, you have such a great smile. I'm like, a smile is my best age reducer ever. It's like you smile and you don't really have wrinkles on your forehead and your eye crinkles look like they're in place the way they're meant to be.
Yeah.
So I think it's kindness and joy. And I think the best way to cultivate and exude joy in the world is to be listening to yourself. Like when you're divinely in tune with yourself, I think it naturally radiates out. And I'm going to share a true confession. Okay, so Rhiannon and your girlfriends from Las Vegas are so cool. I loved meeting all of you, but I really don't like Las Vegas. I hope you're not offended, but I've never, because of all the things you just said, I'm like, oh my gosh, so much light, so much noise, so much concrete. Like I really like being near trees and water and all that stuff, even though I'm a city girl.
Yeah.
But
Girl, I'm here at my house.
feel that.
Yeah, I'm here at my house in Mexico. This is my happy place. And
Where in Mexico?
it's on the Baja Peninsula. It's the Baja Sur, north of Cabo, like 45 miles. And I love it. I come here and it's like taking a big drink for my heart and soul. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, the retreat facility that I go to 2 or 3 times a year to speak is in Tecate.
Really?
It's Rancho La Puerta.
Okay.
And it's amazing. Love it.
We're going to have
You will
to keep in
love
touch
it.
about that. I like it. Excellent. Okay. Well, my dear friend, how can people who need more Julie Lopez in their life stay in touch with you?
It's so easy. I have many websites, but I'll just give you the simple one.
Right.
drjulielopez.com.
Right.
You can find me there. And that's my brochure website that gives you all the different things I'm involved with.
Okay, perfect. We'll be sure to link everything. So, Julie, I'm so thankful that our paths crossed. And I hope that we have the opportunity to collide again in real life so that I can hug you with this knowing more about all of the things that you are, bless you, offering to the.
All right, what's allergy season here on the East Coast? And
I adore you. I think you are absolutely the cutest and so smart and so generous with me by sharing your wisdom and your time. You are like the glitch in the aging matrix that I needed to.
you say that to all your guests. I know you do.
However, there are only 50 beautiful souls who are part of the project. So these women, including you, are helping me build the blueprint for the second half of my life. And I really feel that the project is a success if only my life is shifted because you shared your energy with me. And I just know that the women who hear the wisdom that you're sharing will be better off for it. So thank you so much, my friend.
Thank you so much, Rhiannon, and happy
Thanks,
birthday.
girl.
Early. Happy early.
It's close enough. All right. Well,
I'm celebrating.
have a really beautiful evening and don't let the allergies get the best of you.
No, thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful
Thank
weekend.
you. Bye, girl.